Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And 6 more days until the 3rd anniversary officially begins. Yesterday, oh god, who was it? Who was the video, actually? It was Momiji and Albus, that's right. Today is Glenda and Maribel. Now, the fun thing with Momiji and Albus is what they came out on the same meta. They were meant to work together, quote unquote. Glenda and Maribel did not come out on the same meta, and it's debatable how well they work together. So, let's try and make a fun team since we have the Commander meta active right now, which Glenda's a part of, and we're just going to make Maribel lead it. And we'll see how that goes. Alright, 6 days to go, and the title screen is Maribel and Glenda. So, a free-to-play commander unit, and one of the super not great protectors to come out in 2024. But we do have the commander beatdown battle active, and while Maribel is not, super great, she is a stacking, technically, blue protector. So she gives the control buff, which gives us 15% extra weakness strike for every stack that you apply. So we can get, in this single target fight, 30% weakness strike per turn. And we're going to bring Diablo. The only problem with this team is that it doesn't raise our skill cap. So we're going to have to really stack some buffs on Diablo one at a time. But by the time we get to turn 8, hopefully. So we'll have to get his EX ult and then use his personal buff and then send him away and then get more points and then use probably the Shizu physical buff. And we'll miss out on her 70% EX ult, but we'll then come back on the next turn or something and use the Hinata 90-point buff. And along with the extra weakness strike stacks, I mean, that should get the job done. It's just one of those where you have to leave the character up front to actually benefit off the weakness strike, which I think we've discovered from this meta and the Protectors of Peace. It's not really a fun mechanic to work around. Alright, we're going to try and do this in one take. I mean, we have a lot of turns to try and get this up and running. The good thing about Maribel is that she does passively reset skills. So as long as we don't have to use everything every single freaking turn, which I know we're going to have to do, we can make things relatively smooth. This is not as smooth as maybe using Lumi to complete orb change all fire and earth characters' orbs, but details. We'll try and make it happen, Captain. So we're on Inferno 1. I didn't want to go to Inferno 3 and make things maybe too out of reach, but EX2 I don't think is quite difficult enough to really showcase this. Alright, what is this hand? Okay. Alright. Hey, you ever find that running a blue team and you get no blue orbs, does that really work out for you? Ever? Yeah? No? You don't say. Oh, man. Okay. I guess we can pray this works. So, actually, no, we don't have enough points. You know what? Fuck these green orbs. I don't want them. We're only going to use one stack of Maribel here. I guess we should show her animation. So, but one stack of Maribel because she gives us the extra skill points on blues, and if I used it twice, it's like we would get more weakness strike stacks, but it would also mean, because we're not sending a full hand of blues on this turn, the next following turn, turn 3, we're not going to get anything, because we're not going to get another stack off of these crappy green orbs. So we're going to hold on to it, and we'll also let Rimuru's orb change reset back down fully, and that's what I was hoping for, is to just get one hand of oranges, so we can just use the Shizu convert and call it a day. And now we can apply that stack of Maribel, because we are going to make it back on this turn, because we once again have a full hand of blues. Now, if we do get ults early, I think we'll just send them, because I don't want to have to rely on a double alt swap from Glenda too often. Okay, we can make this work. because Reamer's been reset. We do have the shield, but we're going to break that now because we're going to use Hinata's orb change, and then we'll simply swap out Shizu for Rimuru, use his newly reset green orb change, and then we'll bring Glenda in. Yeah. And then we'll put another stack of Maribel on. So every time we use control and we get one of these purple buffs, Diablo at the end of the turn is getting 15% weakness strike. And if we were on an AoE stage and we applied it twice, like that'd be 90% weakness strike every turn. Well, if we got 2 stacks of it. But we're not. We're in a single target setting. So the maximum we could ever get is 30%. And we're probably going to get that here. So let's use the first time of Glenda's alt swap. We'll use Hinata's orb change because we've got it. And I think we can also Lord's Ambition here with Diablo, who's going to rush his alt a little bit, make him immune to debuffs, which, I mean, the only debuff we have right now is a magic nerf, which we're not magic. But more importantly, he's going to stack weakness strike down on Benimaru, which will just help us hit a little bit harder. And the quicker that we get his ult, the quicker that we can use his personal buff, send him away, and then bring him back and use some other buff once we have the points for it. It's going to be a lot of back and forth. But if we swap him to the back, he's no longer going to get those weakness strike buffs. So I want to hold off on that until we get close to the nuke turn. Like, I don't want to do the Lord's Ambition again now and get his ult, because I do want more turns of it being active. What are these hands, man? What are these hands? Alright, well, alt swap again. Gives us 65 points. Yeah, that's not gonna get the job done. 2 oranges and 2 greens. Yeah, we can do that. So let's bring Rimuru in for Glenda. And we'll use his green convert now that it's been reset back down, and then we'll bring Shizu up front. And I don't think this will get Diablo's EX ult, which is good, because we can leave him up front for 2 more turns. We're not going to get a pretty nuke on turn 8. Probably not, because we're going to be missing so many buffs. Yeah, we're so close. But we can at least get him another double stack of Maribel on this following turn, where we do get his EX ult. And because we're super guarding, we haven't really taken any damage, to be perfectly honest with you. So we're not really in danger of dying. Like, even this ult, he doesn't really hit that hard. Alright? Not that hard. Let's orb change again, and then we'll bring Glenda in one last time for her alt swap. And then the following turn, we can use Diablo's personal buff. And we'll also see how much weakness strike he's actually going to probably end with, because we're not going to bring him up front again until we are actually ready to nuke, which is going to take turn 8, turn 9, and probably turn 10 is when we can actually reliably do that, to have the 3 major... But, well, we need the synergy buff as well from Glenda, don't we? Well... Turn 11, then. Yeah, Maribel's not built for the stage, but we're going to make it work. Yeah, 3,000 damage on turn 7. It's not that big a deal. We're not taking any damage from his normal orbs. Let's use his big-time personal buff, the attack and synergy power. Boom. And that leaves us with pretty much nothing now. And let's get him out of here. We don't have the points to convert anything else because it's expensive. Let's do Maribel. Even by sending 3 blues, we'll get another Maribel usage next turn, and we'll get some points back here. We'll send this. 23,000. We're not running under Renard, so we're not getting that extra 60% damage buff against light allies. And we got some points back. Yeah, we got 78. Let's do this. And we have enough to use Rimuru again, right? Yeah. So let's get Hinata out. We'll do the orb change here. I think next turn we'll bring Diablo up front and we will apply the synergy rate from Glenda. Because we didn't have enough points to use anything really. I mean, we could have used Glenda's orb change, but we wouldn't have gotten anything really back for the next turn. So we're now looking at probably turn 12. Okay, he's doing a bit more damage now because he keeps raising his AoE and his magic attack. So we're going to want to nuke relatively soon. How much? He has 2.2 million HP still. Oh boy. Oh boyo. That's a lot of Rimuru. Okay, that's unfortunate. That's a lot of Rimuru orbs. So Glenda and Glenda? No. Glenda. Activate the synergy for Diablo. You go away. And Hinata. Yeah, there we go. And we'll send Glenda's ult. We'll again make back the points. And maybe we just use the Shizu buff next turn and see if that is enough power to actually kill with all the extra stacks of weakness strike that Diablo got leading up to this point. I don't think it's gonna be, but if he continues to ult us, we're not gonna live too much. Yeah, this ult probably will actually kill Glenda. What is he at? He's at AoE 50%, 90% light. Okay, so I said I wanted to do. Is he gonna do 2.2 million damage though? 2.19? Close fucking enough? Press X to doubt. Let's bring you in here for Rimuru. Glenda doesn't have an orb, which is kind of unfortunate. But I do want the 2 single targets to get buffed, so... Well... So either do Hinata... Well, she's not going to benefit. Let's just do this. Let's just make Diablo as strong as possible. So we are missing the 120 ult damage from Hinata and the 40% synergy resistance down. But Diablo has 120% weakness strike, which is probably about what we would normally get from using Renard. So it's not really that much. Alright, let's send this. Can we do 2.1 million damage? 41k? Certainly not. And Diablo, well, he's the nuker. We'll let his animation play. If this doesn't work, we're just going to have to come back and maybe try and get a little bit luckier, and maybe rush his ult and then send him away. Maybe we just had to send him away sooner, because Weakness Strike is not a very powerful buff, no matter how much you stack on it. 1.4 million. 172. Okay, yeah, if we had had access to that third buff, maybe we would have been able to kill. Let's... Oh man, this is going to take forever, isn't it? Alright, yeah, let's put the alt gauge on Blue Charm on so we can get alt gauge for Diablo fast, and then send him away, and maybe on turn 11 or something, we'll have his buff, the Glenda buff, the Shizu at least physical buff, and then we can activate Hinata for her buff, her full power buff. Maybe that'll be enough to kill. Okay, let's see if this works. We've got Diablo with his EX ult. We've applied everything except the Hinata buff, and finally we have hit a turn on turn 11. If we don't kill him here, I've gotten to this point a lot of times now, he wipes almost our entire front line. So we need to be able to kill him here. And he has 2.3 million HP left. So we don't get the extra 70% EX ult buff because we didn't nuke on the same turn that we used the Shizu buff. We don't get the 20% physical resistance down because it's not the same turn that we used the synergy rate buff. But we can at least get the full power of the 120 ult, 40% synergy resistance down, and then Diablo, again, has everything else active. So we'll bring him in for Glenda, because she has the most orbs, and then we'll bring in Hinata, and we don't have enough skill points to use anything but her buff, so we're going to have to pray that this works. So there is the 120% right there. Diablo has 60% weak strike, which is not great. 100% physical, 100% attack, 40% synergy power, guaranteed synergy rate, and then there is the defense down, weakness resistance down, and then the synergy resistance down from... some of this is from breaking his shield. I think this 20 right here... Or no, this is right here, right? I don't know. He's got debuffs from us breaking his shield. So, can Diablo actually get the job done here? I have serious doubts. very serious doubts. If it doesn't work, well then, I mean, we've done enough damage to completely eviscerate EX2. Oh. What? Wait. 700? He did 1.7 last time. What? Okay. Hold please. I see. I missed that. A nice natural 2% pierce right there. Cut our damage by a literal crap ton. So that's always just a delightful feeling, especially when it's in Jubilee. I mean, we're trying to do it for a showcase video. Also sucks, let's not get that mistaken, because it takes a hot minute to get to this point for a good run. But still disappointing. Let's see how long it takes to get another run so we can actually see the full power of what I'm attempting to do here, for fuck's sake. Oh my god, we're back. I actually got another run, and it didn't take that long. So, let's... the unit spread isn't very great. Let's bring him in for Rimuru. And we do have also a Hinata ult, which, I mean, doesn't really mean a lot. But we do have every buff active on Diablo again, minus the Hinata buff, which we're going to use now. So even Hinata will be able to benefit from here, as long as we don't pierce again. And if we do pierce or we do crit, then we're just going to call it a video, because I don't want to sit here again and do it for the upteenth time. So, synergy down, ult damage up, Diablo once again has 60% weakness strike, and physical attack, synergy rate, attack buff, synergy power, the guard and everything, that's cool as well. And then all the debuffs for Benimaru. So let's send Hinata first, and then we'll send these two orbs, and how much do we do? Hinata, 48,000. Diablo, oh! 2.6. We actually managed to do it. Look at that shit. Alright, perseverance is key. Never give up. Never say die. Isn't that right, Android? Alright, we're done with Team 4-star. Alright, well there we go. Now we have successfully used Glenda and Maribel together to nuke down, a fairly difficult stage. Inferno 1 is not beginner-friendly or anything. So let me know what you guys think. We have 6 more days until the 3rd anniversary begins. That's it for me. Take it easy, and I will see you all later.